The weight of Ty's absence settles heavily on Amy with each passing day, every corner of Heartland, a vivid tapestry of memories, making it a profound challenge for her to step out from under the shadow of her grief. His essence is woven into the very fabric of the ranch, the familiar barn where their hands worked in unison, with the horses, still seems to hum with his energy. Those family dinners, once alive with shared laughter, are now more subdued. A vacant chair, a stark, silent testament to the void he left. For Amy, Ty was more than a husband. He was her staunchest ally, the one who made every struggle worthwhile. Amy endeavors to anchor herself in the present, yet the undertow of the past persistently tugs at her. It's in the innocent queries Lindy voices about her father, or the subtle ways the horses respond to her guidance. Each time she prepares a horse for a ride, she's transported back to the innumerable hours she and Ty devoted to training and riding side by side. These moments are a poignant blend of warmth and sorrow. They fill her heart with a tender nostalgia, while simultaneously underscoring the immensity of her loss. The ranch itself stands as a living chronicle of their shared journey. Memories surface in powerful waves. That sturdy oak by the paddock, where Ty etched their initials one balmy summer evening. The stretch of fence near the pasture where they'd toiled together, their labor lightened by shared jokes and laughter. Each physical space seems to hold an indelible emotional imprint of Ty, making the prospect of moving forward feel like a betrayal of his memory. Yet, life presses onward. Amy recognizes she cannot remain ensnared by yesterday, but the path ahead appears formidable. How does one begin to envision a future when the person intrinsically meant to be part of it is gone? Ty's memory is a bittersweet solace. It's her deepest comfort and her most significant burden. She treasures the profound love they shared, but it also keeps her tethered to a time that has slipped away. At the core of this internal battle is Lindy, the daughter they brought into the world together. Lindy's bright eyes and inquisitive nature often bring a fleeting smile to Amy's face, but they also serve as a constant reminder of Ty's physical absence. Lindy deserves to know her father, to feel a connection to the man who loved her with such depth. However, addressing her questions is rarely straightforward. Sometimes each answer seems to reopen a wound Amy believed had started to mend. Amy's journey through sorrow isn't merely about missing Ty, it's about rediscovering her own identity. For so long, her life was defined by their partnership. Now she must navigate who she is without him. It's a path filled with uncertainty and self-doubt. Is it possible to keep Ty's memory vibrant while forging her own way? Can she find it in herself to love again, or will her devotion to Ty's memory keep her anchored to the past? As a new season unfolds, these questions loom large over Amy's existence. The way forward is unclear, but one certainty remains. Amy must find a means to reconcile her enduring love for Ty with her innate need to embrace what lies ahead. Life on the ranch has always demanded resilience, but for Amy, the added weight of grief transforms even the simplest tasks into monumental efforts. Feeding the horses, a chore performed countless times, now constricts her throat with emotion. She recalls how Ty would often assist her, effortlessly turning mundane duties into moments of shared laughter and connection. Without him, these familiar routines feel hollow, as if a vital piece is absent. Amy's work with horses, once her greatest solace, has become a bittersweet endeavor. Healing horses was a skill she and Ty honed together. They shared an unspoken synergy in their work, a partnership that made even the most challenging cases seem manageable. Now, when she enters the barn, his absence is a palpable. The silence is profound, and the tasks that once brought her fulfillment now feel heavier. Her grief isn't confined to the barn, it shadows her everywhere, subtly coloring her interactions with family and friends. Jack, ever the steadfast anchor, tries to offer support in his quiet, unassuming manner. He reminds her that healing is a gradual process, sharing anecdotes of his own losses to help her feel less isolated. Lou, always the pragmatic problem solver, encourages Amy to focus on tangible steps, managing the ranch, planning for Lindy's future, and prioritizing her own well-being. Tim, in his characteristically clumsy yet well-intentioned way, attempts to lighten the atmosphere, often with humor that doesn't quite hit the mark, but is appreciated nonetheless. Despite their earnest efforts, Amy often feels they don't fully grasp the depth of her experience. Grief is an intensely personal voyage, and no amount of advice or encouragement can truly alleviate the pain. Amy values their support, but she understands that this is a path she must largely navigate herself. Lindy, too, is a constant living reminder of Ty. Every smile, every laugh, every question she poses, Amy sees fragments of her father reflected in her daughter. Lindy's curiosity about Ty is both heartwarming and heart-wrenching. She'll inquire about his favorite activities, his childhood, and the adventures he shared with Amy. Answering these questions brings Amy a measure of joy, but it also stirs emotions she has diligently tried to manage. Balancing Lindy's need to know with her own grief is one of Amy's most significant challenges. She wants to keep Ty's memory alive for her daughter, but she also feels a fierce need to shield Lindy from the sharp edges of loss. It's a delicate equilibrium, one that often leaves Amy feeling emotionally depleted. Even the ranch itself feels like an active participant in Amy's grieving process. The land, the animals, the very structures are all intrinsically linked to Ty in some way. The paddock where they trained horses, the trails they loved to ride together, and even the home they shared are saturated with memories. It's a constant, tangible reminder of the life they meticulously built and the future they had envisioned. A future tragically cut short. As Amy navigates her daily struggles, she slowly begins to realize that healing doesn't equate to forgetting. It's about discovering a way to carry Ty's memory with her while simultaneously creating space for new experiences and possibilities. It's by no means an easy path, but Amy is resolute in her decision to honor Ty by living a life that he would have been proud of. Lindy's questions about Ty have become more frequent, and each one gently tugs at Amy's heart. As Lindy matures, she starts to perceive the absence of a father figure in her life more acutely. Her questions are innocent, brimming with a child's natural curiosity, but for Amy, they often touch upon wounds that haven't entirely healed. Lindy wants to understand what Ty was like, his favorite pastimes, his personality, and how he demonstrated his care for their family. At bedtime, Lindy sometimes requests stories about her dad. These moments are profoundly bittersweet for Amy. She paints vivid pictures of Ty's kindness, his strength, and the immense love he had for Lindy from the very moment she was born. She tells Lindy about Ty's courage, how he consistently prioritized family, and how he worked tirelessly to protect everything that mattered to him. One evening, Lindy poses a question that takes Amy by surprise. "Mommy, do you think Daddy misses us?" Amy pauses, searching for the right word. She gently explains that even though Ty is no longer physically with them, his love is still all around in their hearts, in the spirit of the ranch, and in the life they continue to share. Lindy appears comforted by this, but her question lingers in Amy's thoughts long after she has tucked her daughter into bed. For Amy, Lindy's curiosity is a delicate balancing. She is committed to keeping Ty's memory vibrant for her daughter, but she also strives to protect Lindy from the full weight of loss. It's vital for Lindy to understand who her father was, but it's equally crucial for her to feel secure and cherished in the present. Amy finds herself navigating this emotional landscape with careful consideration, often relying on her family for guidance. Jack, with his quiet wisdom and steadfast strength, becomes a significant source of support. He suggests that Amy share the aspects of Ty's story that highlight his deep love for Lindy and the joy he brought into their lives. Focus on the good memories, he advises. That's what Ty would have wanted. Amy takes his words to heart, finding solace in the idea that celebrating Ty's life can be a profound way to honor him. Even so, there are moments when Lindy's questions catch Amy unprepared. What was Daddy's favorite food, or did he ever sing to me when I was a baby? These seemingly simple inquiries can be incredibly poignant, reminding Amy of the life she and Ty shared, a life that feels simultaneously so close and yet so distant. Lindy's growing awareness of her father's absence also brings new challenges. She observes other children with their fathers and sometimes asks why her own dad can't be there. Amy struggles to find ways to answer these questions in a manner that a young child can comprehend. She emphasizes that Ty didn't choose to leave, that his love for Lindy was unwavering, and that he would have given anything to stay. These conversations, though difficult, deepen the bond between Amy and Lindy. They share tears, laughter, and moments of quiet reflection that draw them even closer. For Amy, Lindy is not just a reminder of what she has lost, but also a beacon of hope and a powerful reason to keep moving. Lindy's persistent curiosity about her father serves as a testament to the fact that Ty's presence is still profoundly felt, even in his physical absence. It speaks to the indelible impact he had on their lives, and the love that continues to bind them. As Amy navigates these conversations, she begins to see them not as a burden, but as an opportunity to keep Ty's memory alive in a way that honors his enduring legacy. Through it all, Amy discovers an unexpected strength in Lindy's resilience. Her daughter's innocent questions and unwavering affection offer Amy a fresh perspective on her own journey. It's not about letting go of Ty, it's about finding a way to carry his memory with them as they build a new future together. As Amy wrestles with her complex emotions, her family quietly observes her struggles, each member offering their unique perspective and support. The Bartlett-Fleming family has always been a tightly knit unit, and while they share Amy's pain, they also recognize that her grief is a deeply personal experience. They want to help her, but they are often uncertain how to do so without overstep. Jack, the ever-present patriarch, has weathered his fair share of loss over the years. His love for Amy is steadfast, but he knows that grief cannot be rushed or easily fixed. Jack believes in giving Amy the space she needs while gently reminding her that she is not alone. He often sits with her in comfortable silence, allowing her to open up on her own terms. Sometimes, he shares stories of his own losses, hoping to show Amy that while the pain may never completely vanish, it does become more manageable with time. Lou, however, approaches Amy's grief with her characteristic pragmatism. She worries about Amy internalizing her feelings and tries to encourage her sister to talk about her emotions. Lou often suggests practical ways for Amy to channel her grief, whether through journaling, seeking professional support, or immersing herself more deeply in her work with horses. Her intentions are undoubtedly good, but her direct approach can sometimes feel overwhelming to Amy, who isn't always ready to discuss her feelings so openly. Tim, true to his nature, has a less subtle way of addressing Amy's grief. He believes in the power of staying busy and frequently pushes Amy to focus on the ranch and its unending demands. Work is the best therapy, he'll assert, though his words can sometimes come across as insensitive. Deep down, Tim struggles with seeing his daughter in pain, and his somewhat brash demeanor is his way of trying to protect her. He wants Amy to be strong, but he also understands that she needs time to process her emotions. Georgie, though not always physically present at the ranch, shares a unique bond with Amy, having faced her own significant struggles in the past. Georgie offers a more empathetic ear. She encourages Amy to take things one day at a time and reminds her that it's okay to lean on others for support. Georgie's words often carry a surprising depth, and her quiet understanding resonates with Amy in ways that others' advice sometimes does not. As the family navigates this sensitive period, they are careful not to smother Amy with their concerns. Each member has their own way of supporting her, and while their approaches may differ, their love for her is undeniable. They share a collective understanding that grief doesn't adhere to a timeline, and that healing looks different for everyone. However, their differing perspectives occasionally lead to underlying tensions. Lou's practical suggestions sometimes clash with Tim's insistence on staying occupied, and Jack's quiet approach can feel passive to the other. Despite these differences, the family remains united in their desire to see Amy find peace. They understand that supporting her means respecting her process, even when it's difficult to watch her struggle. The family also sees the impact of Amy's grief on Lindy. They rally around the little girl, ensuring she feels enveloped in love and stability. Jack often takes Lindy on gentle rides around the ranch, sharing stories about Ty that highlight his strength and kindness. Lou organizes family outings to bring moments of joy into Lindy's life, while Tim does his best to distract her with his playful antics. For Amy, knowing her family is there provides a sense of comfort, even if she doesn't always outwardly show it. Their unwavering support reminds her that she doesn't have to face this journey alone. While she appreciates their efforts, she also grapples with the feeling that she should be stronger for their sake. It's a delicate balance, leaning on them when she needs to, while also trying to rebuild her own inner strength. As the family continues to navigate this challenging time, their love and support become a cornerstone of Amy's healing journey. They remind her that while Ty's absence is profoundly felt, the bonds they share as a family are a powerful source of strength and resilience. Amy's internal conflict with grief reaches a critical juncture as she wrestles with the question that persistently haunts her. Is it time to begin letting go of Ty, or does holding on to his memory provide the grounding she needs? This internal struggle shapes her every decision, affecting not only her own life but also the lives of those around her. Her mornings often begin with an overwhelming sense of his absence. The ranch, once a place of shared dreams and aspirations, now feels like a bittersweet monument to the life she and Ty meticulously built together. Everywhere she looks, she sees traces of him. The saddle he once favored, the section of fence they mended as a team, the horses he loved so dearly. These memories bring both solace and sharp pangs of pain, creating a paradox that leaves her feeling suspended between the past and the future. Amy finds herself questioning what letting go truly entails. Does it mean she must forget Ty or somehow diminish the love she still feels for him? The thought is terrifying. She fears that moving on might erase the profound bond they shared, or lessen the indelible impact he had on her life. At the same time, she knows that clinging too tightly to the past could prevent her from finding happiness. As these thoughts swirl in her mind, Amy turns to her work with horses as a means to find clarity. The animals, with their quiet strength and unspoken understanding, offer her a sense of peace she struggles to find elsewhere. Working with them reminds her of the invaluable lessons Ty taught her about trust, resilience, and the importance of living fully in the present moment. One horse, in particular, seems to mirror Amy's own journey. A skittish mare arrives at the ranch, visibly struggling to adapt to her new surroundings. The horse's fear and hesitation resonate deeply with Amy's own internal battles, and she feels an immediate, unspoken connection. Helping the mare find her footing becomes a personal mission for Amy, one that reflects her own deep desire to find stability in her life. As Amy works patiently with the horse, she begins to confront her own fears more directly. She starts to realize that letting go doesn't mean forgetting Ty or moving on completely. Instead, it's about finding a way to honor his memory while allowing herself to embrace new opportunities and possibilities. She begins to understand that holding on to Ty's love can coexist with opening her heart to what the future might hold. This realization doesn't come easily. There are moments when doubt creeps in, and Amy feels overwhelmed by a sense of guilt. She questions whether she's betraying Ty by even contemplating the idea of moving forward. These thoughts weigh heavily on her, making her journey toward healing feel like an arduous uphill struggle. Amy's internal turmoil is further complicated by the expectations of those around her. Some believe it's time for her to start a new chapter, while others encourage her to take as much time as she needs. These differing opinions add to her sense of confusion, leaving her torn between what she feels internally and what others seem to expect of her. One night, as Amy sits alone under a canopy of stars, she experiences a moment of profound clarity. She recalls something Ty once said: "Life isn't about avoiding pain, it's about finding joy in spite of it." His words resonate deeply, reminding her that Ty would want her to be happy, to live her life fully, and to embrace the love and support that surrounds her. This moment becomes a significant turning point for Amy. She begins to see that holding on to Ty's memory can be a source of strength rather than a burden. She doesn't need to let go of him completely to move forward. Instead, she can carry his love with her as she navigates the next chapter of her life. Amy's journey towards finding peace is far from over, but she takes her first tentative steps with a newfound sense of purpose. She starts to believe that it's possible to honor the past while embracing the future, and this dawning realization becomes a guiding light on her path to healing. While Amy grapples with the complexities of her adult emotions, Lindy, with her innocent and unfiltered perspective, navigates her own understanding of loss. For a child so young, the concept of death is challenging to fully comprehend. To Lindy, Ty remains a significant presence in her life, albeit in a way that differs from Amy's experience. Her questions, her small acts of remembrance, and her innate desire to make sense of it all bring a unique and poignant layer to Amy's journey. Lindy often asks about Ty, her voice filled with genuine curiosity rather than sorrow. "Do you think Daddy would have liked my drawing? Or was Daddy afraid of thunderstorms too?" These questions often catch Amy off guard, reminding her of how deeply Lindy misses her father. Yet they also fill her with a bittersweet joy, knowing that Ty's memory is alive and cherished in their daughter. One of Lindy's most endearing traits
is her ability to find Ty in the small everyday moment. She'll point out a bird perched on a fence post and confidently declare, "That's Daddy watching us." She notices patterns in the clouds and insists they are messages from him. These moments might seem fanciful to an adult, but to Lindy they are comforting signs that her dad is still watching over her. Amy, though heartbroken at times, finds strength in Lindy's innocent view of loss. Her daughter's resilience inspires her to see grief in a different light. To Lindy, Ty isn't gone completely. He's simply somewhere else, still loving and guiding them in his own way. Amy marvels at how Lindy can blend sadness and hope so effortlessly, an ability that she herself struggles to grasp. Despite her innocence, Lindy is perceptive in ways that often surprise the adults around her. She notices Amy's sadness, even when Amy tries to conceal it. "Mommy, are you thinking about Daddy again?" Lindy will ask, her large, curious eyes filled with concern. These moments remind Amy that her grief doesn't exist in isolation. It's something Lindy feels too, even if she expresses it differently. Lindy also takes comfort in routines that connect her to Ty. She loves looking through old photo albums, listening to stories about him, and visiting places they went together. Amy makes a conscious effort to nurture these rituals, understanding how important they are for Lindy. She shares stories about Ty's kindness, his laughter, and his boundless love for Lindy, painting a picture of the man who shaped their family. The bond between Amy and Lindy deepens as they navigate their shared grief. They become a source of strength for each other, learning to lean on one another in moments of sadness. For Amy, Lindy is a constant reminder of Ty's legacy, a living, breathing testament to the love they share. And for Lindy, Amy is her anchor, guiding her through a world that feels both familiar and different without her dad. Lindy's questions about the future sometimes take Amy by surprise. "Will we ever have a new daddy?" she asks one night, her voice filled with genuine interest rather than fear. The question leaves Amy momentarily speechless, unsure how to respond. It's not that Lindy wants to replace Ty, she simply wonders what their family might look like as they move forward. Amy carefully explains that while no one could ever replace Ty, their family is still full of love, and that's what matters most. Her answer seems to satisfy Lindy, but the moment stays with Amy, forcing her to confront her own anxieties about what lies ahead. Lindy's role in Amy's journey is more significant than she perhaps realizes. Her innocent yet profound perspective on loss challenges Amy to see grief through a different lens. It's Lindy's unwavering belief in Ty's continued presence, and her ability to find joy in small moments that slowly help Amy open her heart to the possibility of healing. For Amy, Lindy represents both the weight of her loss and the hope of what's to come. Through her daughter's eyes, she begins to see that moving forward doesn't mean letting go. It means carrying Ty's love with them as they create new memories together. In the midst of Amy's emotional struggles, Jack, as always, stands as a constant, unwavering presence in her life. With his years of accumulated wisdom and his deep understanding of the complexities of love and loss, he becomes a guiding light for Amy, helping her navigate the labyrinth of grief and uncertainty. Jack has been through his own share of heartaches, and this gives him a unique perspective on Amy's journey. He recognizes her pain without minimizing it, offering words of comfort and advice that come from a place of genuine experience. Amy, he tells her one evening, "Grief isn't something you overcome, it's something you learn to live with, and in the end it makes you stronger." His words resonate deeply with Amy, even though she doesn't fully grasp their meaning at first. Jack's approach is gentle yet firm. He never pushes her to move faster than she's ready, but he also doesn't allow her to linger too long in self-pity. He encourages her to take small incremental steps toward healing, reminding her that progress doesn't have to be linear or perfect. Jack's presence is often felt in the little moments, the quiet gestures that speak volumes. Whether it's mending a broken fence together, sharing a cup of coffee on the porch, or simply sitting in comfortable silence under the vast open sky, Jack has a way of grounding Amy, reminding her of the strength she carries within herself. One of the most impactful conversations between Amy and Jack takes place when she opens up about her fears of letting go. "I feel like if I stop holding on so tightly to Ty, I'll lose him forever," she confesses, her voice trembling with emotion. Jack listens intently, letting her words hang in the air before responding. "Amy," he says softly, "Ty isn't just in the past, He's in everything you do, every horse you train, every lesson you teach Lindy, every memory you share. Letting go doesn't mean forget, it means finding a way to carry him with you while still living your life. This conversation becomes a pivotal moment for Amy. Jack's words help her see that moving forward doesn't have to feel like a betrayal. Instead, it can be a way to honor Ty's legacy by continuing to live the life they had dreamed of together. Jack's support extends beyond words of wisdom. He steps in to lighten Amy's load whenever he can, taking on extra responsibilities around the ranch and spending quality time with Lindy. His actions remind Amy that she's not alone, that she has a family who loves her and wants to see her thrive. Jack also serves as a living reminder of resilience. Having lost his own wife years ago, he intimately knows the pain of losing someone you loved, yet he has found a way to keep moving forward, to find joy and purpose in life despite the loss. His example inspires Amy to believe that she too can find her way through the darkness. As Jack and Amy spend more time together, their conversations often turn to Ty. Jack shares stories about Ty's time on the ranch, his profound love for Amy, and the dreams he had for their family. These tales bring both laughter and tears, but more importantly, they remind Amy of the immense love and joy Ty brought into her life. Jack's role in Amy's journey is more than just that of a mentor. He's a father figure, a confidant, and a source of unwavering strength. His belief in Amy's resilience helps her find the courage to take the first difficult steps toward healing. In the quiet moments they share, Jack often reflects on his own journey through grief, offering insights that only come with time and experience. Amy, he says one evening, as they watch the sunset paint the sky, grief is like an experience. Amy, he says one evening, as they watch the sunset paint the sky, grief is like the seasons. It changes, it softens, but it never really goes away. And that's okay. It's part of love. These words stay with Amy long after the conversation ends, shaping her perspective on what it means to carry Ty's memory with her. Jack's gentle guidance becomes a cornerstone of her journey, helping her find the delicate balance between honoring the past and embracing the future. As Amy reflects on the conversation's moments and revelations she has experienced, a subtle but profound shift begins to take place within her. For the first time since Ty's death, she feels the faint stirrings of hope, a quiet assurance that life, while irrevocably changed, still holds the potential for joy, love, and meaning. Amy starts by addressing small but significant changes in her daily life. She reclaims her morning, taking deliberate moments to breathe deeply and appreciate the inherent beauty of the ranch. The soft light of dawn, the distant sounds of horses, and the infectious warmth of Lindy's laughter become her daily reminders that life continues, even in the face of profound loss. Her work with the horses also takes on a new significance. Training them has always been her passion, but now it becomes a form of therapy, a way to connect with Ty's memory while simultaneously rediscovering her own sense of purpose. With each horse she helps, Amy feels a little stronger, a little more capable of facing the challenges that lie ahead. One pivotal moment comes when Amy decides to revisit a project she and Ty had once dreamed of together, a new addition to the ranch that would serve as a sanctuary for both horses and people needing healing. The decision isn't easy. It stirs memories that are both painful and beautiful, but Amy realizes that this project is more than just a way to honor Ty. It's a way to channel her grief into something meaningful and constructive. As Amy begins to outline her plans, she involves Lindy in the process. Together they sketch ideas, brainstorm names, and dream about what the sanctuary could become. This shared endeavor strengthens their bond, giving them something positive to look forward to and a tangible way